light sensitive that you need lights in here, or has the photography gotten so good that you don't need to use a whole lot?
It's gotten better.
That's an HD.
It's not in HD mode, but yeah, it is HD camera.
Oh, okay. So do you use, when you're shooting HD, do you use a HD tape?
Yeah, you have to use HD tape and HD editing. Yeah. We haven't done that much because we don't have that many outlets to play HD on.
So you do the HD editing, you need Mac computers?
Well, that's what I use.
Yeah, that's what most people.
Yeah.
Well, Mac is supposed to be the
Bill is Bill and Bill is Rusty.
He's working hard this week. He is indeed. Well, thank you for coming today.
Were those pieces shot in HD?
I don't know. They had a commercial company to do those.
Another time before we actually get up and running, and we're going to be here every day starting July the 6th, Monday. We can take people through the building.
I think I talked to you. You
What's
called
your name?
Thurman?
That's right, I'm Harold Marion.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Yeah.
meet you too. When I saw you come up here, I said, just ask about the camera.
Yeah, because you were talking about
I ordered a
Final
camera.
Cut Pro.
I ordered a camera.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered the Photoshop. I ordered Final Cut. And some other camera equipment for taking intraoral
Oh, okay.
shots.
Alex Gale with Health Journal.
I've had
Oh, okay, yeah.
I used to do a lot of shooting. I had a television show,
Oh.
my own healthcare show, so I was able to keep it on the air for a year. And I had someone who wrote my scripts, I would storyboard it, and then I would get a camera and shoot it, and then I'd go to the studio and say, okay, this is what I want dropped into these particular codes. And I was able to I did that I had my TV show for a year. And I was fortunate to get funding from pharmaceutical companies to keep it going, and then I just started shooting commercials. But I always enjoyed it. Of all of the things that I've done, and I've done a whole lot, this was the most enjoyable and fun to create and produce. And I'm going to use it for lectures to train the students, because a lot of the students in our area are very visual people, and they don't really learn that well looking at someone at a blackboard.
You're correct.
So,
Was there anything I can do?
I'm a
Let
contact
me know.
because when I was shooting, we started out, this was just before digital had come out. We were shooting. So when digital did eventually come out, we did a few things, but everything that I needed to send out to get some animation or do this or do that, now Final Cut.
Yeah, you can do it.
It does it all from right down the computer. I mean, I had to pay boom, 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 all of these people to put my 30-minute show together. And now all you got to do is use the Final Cut, which means I'm going to look up that instructor that told me to teach us.
Yeah, CC will.
I'm about to sit in one of her classes and get some training.
Next time I see, I'll tell you.
Yeah, because and I don't, when I get it, I don't know if you want me a copy of it, or because I purchased it for the department. So I got the latest, one of the latest version.
Right.
So I don't know how many downloads you can use or whatever like that, but if I can, you're welcome.
Okay, I appreciate
Any
it.
of the equipment that I'm purchasing.
Appreciate it.
So how long you been doing?
I've been at Thomas Nelson 23 years.
Doing the video and
Well, the AV, the whole,
AV.
9 yards.
Walt over at University.
I know of him. Everybody asks me, do you know Walt? I've never met him, but I know of him.
Walt, man, how you putting all of this music into the videos? I just do it. I said, man. No, they come after you for taking music and putting it in. Maybe he would take the most popular music and put it into music. I'm like, we're not paying any royalties. Nope, I'm like,
And you never know who might get hold of that.
yeah. Absolutely. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Can't complain.
Good.
And I'll use
Where'd you go?
Joyce Johnson.
All right. I don't know why I kept thinking. Well, I knew there was a connection to North Carolina. Salisbury. A group in Salisbury where there was some comedy. And everybody that went to Alabama High School was Central.
Did they?
I mean,
Literally.
literally, where are you going? I'm going to Central. Where are you going? I'm going to Central. And I'm like, well, you all go right ahead.
And where did you go?
Hampton. But I started out with Johnson and Smith
Did you really?
on the basketball college. And then transferred. As soon as we came to play Hampton, I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna finish this year out, fellas, but transferring. I see. I can't go back there. I'm gonna stay right here. No, what is your name again?
A lot of, well, in graduate school, I met a lot of friends.
Where'd you go to a friend of mine that left here went to Ohio State as the Dean of Education. 55,000 students. That must be the largest
At the time it was.
university. 55,000.
In Fort Worth Country Club.
Moving to the big league. Go
Yeah.
yeah.
Of the campus for a month. But you have to catch a bus across campus. It's like it's not city.
It's like a city.
It really is.
You gotta have some motorized vehicles.
Right.
Don't skip from your class. You got one across the campus.
And, you know, kids here complain about parking and everything. And up there, it just gives you the right to move. It doesn't mean you unless you get there certain times, you know. Yes, about 35. You do,
I'm from Salisbury, so I mean.
but, I mean, we just got our second stoplight.
I know. No, y'all didn't have any when I was growing up. There was a sign or either a flashing.
Right. As far as I know, I just got back from vacation. And you should have a. I don't know when that's. And I see I have. Yeah. She was one of the right. Sorry.
I saw the agenda. Good work.
I looked at that agenda before that was the first thing I did this morning when I found out.
Someone says, "All right, we got you. We need you to make 2 comments."
Yeah.
Couldn't you have sent me an email or told me?
I'd rather be prepared.
No, that experience is something so much fun.
I think
Okay, all right.
we can sit in.
Yeah, sir. Where are you gonna sit?
Doesn't matter to me.
It's pretty close enough. I think that you can make your way to the front. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Cindy Calloway. I'm the Vice President for Institutional Advancement at Thomas Nelson Community College, located happily in Hampton and the historic Triangle campus. And that's why we're here today, is to give our media partners a sneak peek of the building just prior to opening. And you're going to see that when we say we're just prior to opening, we mean it. We're physically moving furniture this week from the John Jefferson Square lease space, where we have been offering classes for over 10 years, into the new facility this week. So you're going to be able to see the space before it's completely furnished, but you'll also see a lot of activity going on. I'll introduce to you in just a moment Dr. Bill Travis, the provost, who's going to give you some details about the facility and about the schedule. And I have several other colleagues here, including Dr. Alvin Scheck-Snyder, the interim president, who will be speaking to you today about the building and the programming and how excited we are about opening this new facility. But we're only 2 weeks away, and we wanted to get you in here and give you an opportunity to hear about the facility and see it firsthand. So we're going to keep our remarks brief today. It will be a working lunch. In a moment, I'll have you go ahead and come and help yourself to the food, and we'll start our program while you're enjoying your lunch. And when we're done, we're going to go over next door to the new facility and take you through the building. And you're welcome to take photographs or ask any questions at any time during the presentations, during the tour. We do have a question and answer session at the end of our briefing here today, but feel free to ask questions anytime. Thank you for being here today. I know there are a lot of other folks who with their schedules couldn't be here today, and as I told Susan, I said please go back to your editors and the folks at the media outlet and tell them that if they would like to come back and see the building and get a guided tour, to contact me, Cynthia Calloway at Thomas Nelson, and we'll arrange that for you at any time. And we will certainly be offering tours to many of our elected officials and important stakeholders in the community during the month of July, and we'll also be offering open public tours at least twice a week between mid-July and mid-August when classes start. So we want everybody to come see what we've accomplished here together as a community, and we're very proud of this new endeavor. So with that, I welcome you to come and enjoy your lunch, and then we'll have Dr. Bill Travis, the provost, come and start the program.
Somebody has to be first.
Yes.
It's a rule.
Go ahead. Please. You folks are invited guests. Please help yourselves.
No biggie, but I got a couple moving questions we need to talk about.
I knew that. I'm getting calls from contractors right and left.
Well, he didn't move the dishwasher. He's forgotten a few other little things that have to come up here. Nothing critical, nothing major.
But we have a 5-minute trouble.
Yeah, kind of what I figured. But I said, look, before I start giving out commitments, I want to make sure I'm running by some people. I don't see any showstoppers. You got the stuff you need to move to Discovery anyhow. So far, I don't. It's pretty good shape. And B is empty. My building is empty. I mean, I'm trying to answer the president's email, and he's taking my desk apart.
Good.
Take it with you or whatever. Would you like a lemonade? Before you show him. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I think I have a better view.
But you also do some work with WID.
Yeah.
That's okay. It could be worse.
Oh my.
There is, and I've heard.
Oh, it's good to be back.
Where's it from? In York, which is on the
I just got back from vacation today. Didn't work out.
Here.
Will people be speaking?
Welcome, Cindy Calloway. Very nice to meet you, Jody. Thank you for being here. Help yourself to some lunch. We're actually going to have our program while you're eating, and then we're going to go over and do a tour of the facility.
Great. Hi. Hi, Mark. Jody Puckett. Great to meet you. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Where'd you go?
No, I'm just put this down. No, I'm not. No, fine. Thank you. Just gotta go find a little boy's room.
Okay.
All settled?
Yes, sir.
Great.
This looks wonderful. So you're both where, I'm at James City Communications. We do public information. I speak a lot for Cindy, yeah. Because we're going to say Cindy, usually the board speaks for themselves.
They seem to do that very
Yes, they do. Very little advice or coaching from. So this is a very exciting day.
I do.
Some efforts.
Issue.
Long time ago. Struggles along the way.
you probably
Well,
because I'm only in California. Come in on tail end.
there are a lot of people that work very hard.
We did quite a bit of traveling.
Understand negotiations that happen in Luncheon. So the doors that are to students, they're required. And our programs expanding as
I believe which I'm sure you
First thing I was going to do is just give me five.
every time what you pay so often.
Well, good morning. Please don't stop eating. I say as you continue your lunch. Cindy said I'm Bill Travis. I'm the provost of the Triangle campus. What I'm going to do is just give you a little bit of an idea of what we're going to do today. Before I forget, one of the first things I certainly want to do is take the opportunity to thank our partners here from the Warrior High School. We've had a great partnership with them since the school has opened, actually since before the school has opened. And again, they've been very helpful and cooperative with us with giving us a facility, a place where we can have this event, because as you're going to see in a few moments, we're going to take you into the new building, but there isn't any furniture or anything like that there, so it'll be pretty hard to do that. We are going to take a tour. As Cindy said, we're going to talk with you a little bit. I hope we're not going to talk at you. For that matter, it's a pretty small group, and there are a few other folks that are going to have some comments. I would even suggest they may want to have their comments from their seats, whatever is easy. We want to keep this relatively informal. I think I start very quickly by introducing some of the other members of the college staff who are here, some of whom you're going to hear from today, but others are here that you may have questions for that you may want to talk to a little bit later. So I'll start from my left, then Ms. Catherine Spindler. She's our Vice President of Information Technology. You've already met Cindy Calloway. Next to her is Dr. Deborah Fontaine, Special Assistant to the President, and Dr. Deborah Wright, who is our Vice President for Workforce Development. In the back here is Mr. Charles Neuerberger, our Vice President of Administration and Finance. Besides him is Mark Kramer, our new Director of Capital Outlay. Now that may sound like a fancy word, but I'm going to tell you that that really means if there's anything wrong with the building, it's his fault. So I really had to make sure I introduced Mark. And we have Dr. Vicki Richmond, our Associate Vice President of Enrollment Services here representing the Student Affairs House. Dr. Harold Marino, who is our new Program Director for the new Dental Hygiene Program, which is going to be housed here at the campus, and you're going to hear a little bit more about that in a few moments. And now it's going to be my pleasure to introduce our college president. And if you'll bear with me, since I realize that most of you have probably not had an opportunity to meet him, and so I thought I would just take a few moments and actually share his bio with you, because I think that's probably worthwhile since he has had the opportunity to meet with you. So, Dr. Alvin J. Schexnayder joined Thomas Nelson Community College as the interim president on October 1st, 2008. His extensive career as an administrator in higher education includes both interim and acting president positions at Norfolk State University, as well as a chancellorship at Winston-Salem State University. He has also held faculty and administrative positions at Southern University, Syracuse University, the Federal Executive Institute, University of North Carolina at Greensboro, Virginia Commonwealth University, and Wake Forest University. He is a native of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Dr. Schexnayder has a Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science from Grambling State University and received a Master of Arts and PhD in Political Science from Northwestern University. While at Northwestern, he held Norman Wade Harris, Ford Foundation, and Woodrow Wilson fellowships. In 1996, Dr. Schexnayder was elected a Fellow of the National Academy of Public Administration. Among his numerous honors and awards are the J. Sargent Reynolds Award for Outstanding Service in Public Administration, Grambling State University Distinguished Alumni Award, and Alpha Phi Alpha Distinguished Educator of the Year Award. Having written extensively on urban politics and civil-military relations, Dr. Snyder co-authored Blacks and the Military with Brookings Institute and has served on the editorial boards of the Public Administration Review and the Journal of Power and Ethics. His civic and community affiliations include service on the Board of Governors of the Town Point Club, the Executive Committee of the Greater Norfolk Corporation, and the Board of Small Beginnings of Southampton Roads. He also held trustee post with Market Watch funds from 1992 to 98, and with Wachovia funds and municipal funds from 98 to 2002. A longtime public servant to the Commonwealth of Virginia, Dr. Snyder has had many gubernatorial appointments, including the Commission on Virginia's Future, Board of Visitors of Virginia State University, Commission on Local Government, Virginia Board of Education, and the Commission on the Revitalization of Virginia Cities. He formerly held memberships as the Executive Committee of the Richmond Renaissance Incorporated and the Southern Regional Council of the College Board, where he served as a chair. Dr. Snyder and his wife Virginia have a daughter and a son, and they live in Chesapeake. And it's my very sincere pleasure to introduce you our president, Dr. Albert Snyder.
Thank you, Bill. I assure you that what I have to say is going to be a whole lot briefer than an introduction, but I thank you for it. Thank you, Dr. Travis. Thank you all for coming. It's an exciting day for us. It's a nice facility here, isn't it? It's nice. I've not been in high school in a long time. I just walked around. It is very impressive. I walked in, Mark, and the lights came on in the men's room.
Isn't that nice?
Can we do that?
They will do that.
If we have money, we can do that.
We're working on it, right? It's a smart guy. This is a very exciting opportunity for us. We've been looking forward to this day for a very long time. And I think you'll be very impressed with the facility, and even more impressed with the people who are going to occupy it in just a few weeks. It's a grand occasion for a number of reasons. This is, as I think you all know, the fastest growing area in the region. And so our timing is good. Our proximity to this high school, I think, offers a number of opportunities that we intend to take advantage of. Dr. Travis is the provost. He's going to be the person in charge of the day-to-day operations of this campus, which we think augurs well for the growth of Thomas Nelson. It is intended to anchor a number of programs that we think will serve this region well, and we're very excited about all the prospects. As I said, I'd be very brief. You've got a nice, I think, well-rounded press kit, and we've got a number of people here to answer questions. I think you'll be impressed with the tour and the facility, and we plan to be here for a very long time. I don't mean today, but I mean in this area. We plan to be around for a very long time, and we're looking forward to some exciting growth in the years ahead. So again, thank you all for coming. I want to thank again all that I work with every day to pull this off, I think, in grand style. And again, for the third time, I think you'll be impressed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, if I may, I'm not going to go over the background or the history of the program because it's in your press kit, but if I could just sort of paraphrase that a little bit, your Thomas Nelson Community College has been in operation for 40 years. We have taught classes up in the greater Williamsburg area for at least 30 of those years, recognizing that it was one of the population centers and not very conveniently located to the general Hampton area. We really started a permanent presence here in the late 1990s when we started teaching some classes at the Lafayette High School, and then in 1999 we took the current facilities that we were just vacating this week in John Jefferson Square, where we actually developed our first permanent presence, if you will, in the greater Williamsburg area. So this is something that's been going on for quite some time, and it's something the college has been very, very anxious to get done and working on very hard to be able to come up with our permanent presence here. But this is not something new. This is an expansion, and I will talk a little bit about that at the very end, about where it is that the college is going from here. But rather than listen to me talk a lot, we do have a couple of folks here that we're going to ask to say a little bit about some of the things that are going on with the institution, with the new program, and also to be available to answer any questions if you might have them. So I'm going to first ask if Mr. Nuremberger and Mark have anything, well, they talk a little bit about the facility itself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to quickly amplify, it's kind of unique that we're in this facility. We began our experience with James City County and the Board of Ed, even having our first day classes for Thomas Nelson in a Williamsburg, James City County Board of Ed hosted facility. And it's amazing the progression and the ability to work with the James City County folks on the actual land acquisition, and the wonderful concept of having higher ed here, but on the adjacent property, having a high school that we're in here today, and the potential and the foundation for the future. And we on our side of the aisle, as far as finance and administration, we've just recently moving forward to enter into an agreement for the same folks that do the housekeeping work here, who will also do the housekeeping at our main campus. So it's a create win-win partnership, and it's been absolutely terrific. And to have that opportunity to say it publicly, I think it's terrific. If I could just impart one thing, in your little timeline book, in your press packets, and please look at it at your leisure. Anything and everything you want to know about the history of the facility and the timing to get us to where we are today. It's a quick, super snapshot in that, and it's very informative. The other thing I do want to share with you is that there are several pages of small schematics. However, the main super program that we're moving forward in is dental hygiene, and it's not ophthalmology. So what I have here is my colleague Mark Kramer here today to kind of show in a larger schematic drawing, which I think is more visually pleasing. And for those people that are a little bit more challenged and don't have your glasses, it may be easier to see today. And he'll quickly kind of walk us through in order to inform you as you go, to see the flow and the thinking and the process that went into the design of the building, with Mosley as the lead. Go ahead, Mark. Thank you.
I'm Mark, the Director of Facilities. I got here 2 weeks before the President. And right now the construction's been going on the new site for 597 days. In another 7 days, hopefully it's going to be ours. That's the plan. This is what it started off as, a plan with James City County. And you can see everything that's programmed. You're sitting in this future school, high school, War Hill. And now we have completed our building almost, and a small building to the side of it. This is the overall concept. Eventually, down the road, as our FTEs get up, we'll be able to put some more buildings in Hample on our land. Right now, it's 73.46 acres, if you want to know the exact amount that is tracked in here. What I did was brought some of the floor plans. They're a little bigger than the ones you hand out. This is the first floor, and I'll kind of walk through the way we're going to walk through the building. We'll come in the first floor, and this is the library area. Because this is the first building, we have a lot of business activities. The faculties have a place to stay, etc. So you'll come through, and there's some administrative. We call this kind of the one-stop, where a student comes in, wants to sign up for college. They've got their admissions. They've got a testing room back here to see where they're going in their math or their English, where they're going to start. You get back here, and you've got some of the plant services things, the boiler room, the electrical room, some of those things in a couple offices, a receiving area. And then we'll go up to the second floor, and you'll have some computer classrooms and some other classrooms as you come around. And you get here, there's some unique types of learning environments for some computerized classes. Through the middle, you're going to have the dental hygiene. Now this plan has changed in December when you read in the paper that we're going to have a dental hygiene. So this was all changed since the original drawings. And you'll see that today they've got almost everything in there except for the dental chairs and some of the equipment, the sides and the 12 o'clocks and those types of things are going to arrive next week. As you get around, you'll see some faculty and staff offices and some more classrooms. As we go to the third floor, you'll have more classrooms and allied health classrooms. So for future growth, more allied health. We've got a nursing area up here. There's a gym and a weight room. There's some weight training. You've got an office suite for the president and his folks. And it's a little bit more faculty. And then over here you have the science labs. Those laboratories look very beautiful. I don't know how long it's been since you've been in the science lab. It's been a few days for me, and they're really nice. And that's all I have to share with you.
Yeah, again, if you have any questions, we'll have a question and answer at the end. If you have any questions along, please ask as we go along. And Catherine, just a little bit about some of the IT side of the house.
Well, we've been very busy because we are rolling out the newest and state-of-the-art technology into the building. We are installing about 440 total desktops and PCs 130 of those would be for faculty and staff, and the others would be for labs and classrooms. We have 33 classrooms at the new building, all of which will be electronic classrooms with the newest technology for instructional aids for the faculty and teachers. And we are also putting the TVs throughout the floors, which are not there yet, but will be there by the time we start fall classes, that use the Cisco digital messaging system, just like what we have at our Hampton campus, which will allow us to broadcast current news stations to the students, as well as publicize any events that we have going on at the campus. It also allows us to put any type of emergency messaging that we need to relate to the students on the televisions. We are rolling out our voice over IP system, which is compatible with what we have at the Hampton campus. And the voice over IP system also comes with the Cisco E911 software that allows for emergency messaging, once again, to all users of the phone system, and the phones are also in the classrooms, that would broadcast through an intercom type of device any emergency that might happen. Allows for instructors, teachers, any of the faculty or staff to be able to pick up the phone and call 911 and be able to have our emergency response units be able to be notified along with our Thomas Nelson Police Force of any emergencies that go on, and tell them specifically which classroom and which area of the building is being impacted. So we've got a lot that we have going on, and we're very excited to have the opportunity to provide some really outstanding technology to our students and our faculty. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. They asked me to talk a little bit about some of the academic and student service programs that will be available there. Let me sort of just set it out, just give you a little framework. At the current Story Triangle campus this past spring, we served about 1,250 students. Now that's a duplicated number. By that I mean a student may be taking 1 or 2 classes in Williamsburg and may also be taking classes at Hampton. We can't separate those two. But that gives you an idea of the scope. We do serve quite a few students. What we have found in the greater Williamsburg area, that the great majority of the students want to take the transfer programs. And that is what they come in, that's what they ask for, that's what they sign up for. We attempt to be responsive. We offer the programs that the student and the community want, rather than coming to the community and say, this is what you're going to get. So we do have a concentration on the transfer program, because that's what they tell us that they're looking for. We do the nursing program, that's an applied program. We do the emergency medical technician program here, that's an applied program. That is a career program. We're adding, you see on your material we gave you, we are adding a couple of other ones, computer arts and a fine arts program in the fall, and of course now hygiene coming on in 2010. But probably the most important point for me to make here is, this is not a done list. The institution is responsive. We respond to what it is the community wants, and if there are other things that the community wants to do and we are able to do, we're going to do that. I should also point out, very importantly, that we are now finally able to do something we have not been able to do until very recently in the greater Williamsburg area, and that is to offer some non-credit workforce development training. You're probably aware that our workforce development section has opened a facility down at the Discovery Center here just before the end of the last year, where we're doing some non-credit training and some customized training there, and workforce development will have a presence in the new building as well, so we'll be doing training in both the Discovery Center and here. We have not had the ability to do regular scheduled workforce development training in the greater Williamsburg area prior to this time. We just physically didn't have the space in the facilities to do that. So that gives you an idea of the kinds of things that we're going to start out with. On the student services side of the house, we do provide the majority of the student services that a student can get in the greater Williamsburg area, in our current campus as well. Not as many hours. You don't necessarily have 40 hours a week of all the services. The student can come and get the services. Probably the two most important things to students that we will offer in the new building that we do not currently offer at John Jefferson. Well, I'm going to put it from the students' perspective. What they tell us, they say that the most important thing is a bookstore. We've not had a bookstore at the John Jefferson's campus. They are servicing the bookstore from Hampton, but it's not the kind of situation where you can just walk in the bookstore, pick up what you want. They really tell us they want that, and that's going to be there. We have Follett is our concessionaire, and they're opening a bookstore in the new campus. The other thing that's really important is we'll have a library. The students at John Jefferson have had all the access to the virtual library that Thomas Nelson has, but they have not had the physical library with the staff all the time, the librarian and the books, and those kinds of things. Once again, they've used the public facilities or they've used the Hampton facilities. And we'll continue to have the virtual facilities, and they will have a full-size library at Hampton. And we'll show you that. I'm not at Hampton, here at the Waynesburg. We'll show you that as we walk through. I think now I'm going to ask Dr. Marino to tell us a little bit about what he sees for the dental hygiene program. I have a couple of real quick wrap-ups, and I'll turn it over to Cindy for the Q&A.
Well, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited about the dental hygiene program. So I'm going to start off by saying I want you to envision that you're in the Starship Enterprise, and you're asking Scotty to beam you up to dental. And in a few minutes, we won't be able to beam you over. You're going to walk over, and you're going to see what the Starship Enterprise dental facility looks like, because it's very futuristic. It's state-of-the-art equipment. You're going to see where dentistry is headed for the future, and we have all of the equipment that is necessary, that is state-of-the-art. You will see some of the dental practices in the area that have asked me, may I come and use some of the state-of-the-art equipment, because we haven't gotten to that point yet. So one of the issues that we're going to have to deal with is we're going to teach students the latest in technology, and we also have to show them these are the old methods of doing things, because we've got to address what the community needs are. But when you see the facility when it's totally functioning, you will be very impressed with the technology, with each units, with computerized systems, patient records. As you know, that's been in the media quite a bit about with the Obama administration to move into the electronic records. You'll see those types of things, and the students will have computers to input their records. There will be a computerized grading system for the clinics, state-of-the-art everything in terms of making you very relaxed and giving you the types of treatments that you need. So I encourage you, our anticipated date, which will be August 2010, I encourage you to make appointments. Our prices will be the best in the area. Our treatment will be state-of-the-art. And keep us in mind, we want your support as a patient, and we would also love to have your support financially also. So please look for us. We're going to be doing some very dynamic things. You'll see us educating the community, not from just a dental standpoint, but you will hear us contacting those of you in media, because we will be producing medical information, I should say, medical minutes that will inform and educate the public, not only in dentistry, but in all aspects of medicine. So we want to be the dental hygiene program that educates the entire community, not just this area, but all over, and we're going to do that through media. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for being here, and enjoy your visit to the Enterprise.
I thought from that perspective. Two real quick things, and then I'll be finished. First of all, I would say we're going to do the tour in a few moments, although I certainly want to make sure you have time to finish your lunch. I will point out, Cindy mentioned it, but just make real clear that furniture is being assembled as we go on. We never know any particular day what's going to arrive and who's going to be in there assembling it. We are having some materials that have been brought up from John Jefferson Square. The last load, the mover left the new building about 9:30 this morning after having dropped off the last load. So there is stuff around the place, but that's a good sign. That's a sign of activity. I want to make that point that we are in the process of moving in. This is no longer something that's going to happen. Secondly, I want to give you a little bit of idea of the orientation. Now, you've probably seen it, and Mark mentioned it. It helps you to understand why the building is where it is, the building is, and why the orientation is the way that it is. This is the first building in what the conceptual drawing is a campus of 4 or 5 additional buildings. So we flow down here. This is the first building, the one that's there. So because of the fact it's going to be expansion, that's why it is so close to Centerville Road. And that's why the parking lot isn't right in the front now. You notice the parking lot's on the side. People ask, why did you do it that way? It's because this is the first step. And I really, really, really want to emphasize to you that this is not the culmination or the end of anything. This is the first step in the college's expansion in the greater Williamsburg area. You came in this way, and You can walk over if you want to. High school students walk down that way to the bus, but it's a pretty good hike, but it's really up to you. What I'm going to ask you to do when we do go over there, if you do decide to drive, you go right back out the same way that you would come in. There's an entrance. This is the only parking lot on that side. There's an entrance to parking lot right there. You can park anywhere you want, but there's not a trailer, and there aren't many trailers. I mean, some of them are marked, but don't worry about that. You can park anywhere you want. I would like to meet you right smack dab in the middle of the courtyard, right in the front. It's a beautiful courtyard there. The front doors. That's where I will meet with the group. We will start out from there. We'll go inside. We'll do a fairly quick tour, but if I get going fast and you need to stop and see something or ask someone to take a picture, just go ahead and do it. I'm not trying to rush you through it. I'm just a little conscious of your time, but I want you to have a chance to see anything you want, and we will see all the highlights. So at that point, I'm going to turn it over to Cindy, see if we have any questions answered, run the last minute information.
Hey folks, this was a whirlwind briefing, obviously, but again, and sometimes it's easier to see things and then they jog your mind about questions, so we'll have ample time to do that as well during the tour. Do you have any questions from what you've heard today, or just anything that's been on your mind about the facility, about the programs to be offered there?
I just wanted to clarify, are your administrative offices moving here from, like, will your office be up here?
I'll have an office here. The main campus will remain as it is. We'll be offering courses here, but the main offices for the administration of the college will remain in Hampton.
Hampton.
Save the fact that Dr. Travis is going to oversee this campus, and there will be certain support activities that you'd expect.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there are a number of administrators who are located for the Historic Triangle campus. They've been at the John Jefferson Square. Dr. Travis is one. We also have a Dean of Student Development, Dr. Betsy Harrison, who will be here on a full-time regular basis, and a number of other student affairs staff, counselors, and employees, security personnel who have been housed from the beginning for the Historic Triangle campus, and their offices will locate. Also, speaking from one area that's a support area, and Catherine and Charles and others may want to comment as well. We certainly, we are planning to have staff for all of our functions here on a regular basis or on a continuing basis, at least initially in all the areas, public relations, marketing, foundation, alumni, all of those functions of the college that come out of institutional advancement. We do have an office on the 3rd floor, and we will have staff there on a regular basis who will be operating there. It may not be the same staff, but we're developing a rotational schedule at this point. And I anticipate spending a good bit of time the first 3 or 4, probably even 6 months of the campus opening, and look forward to being here regularly. Others may want to comment, Deborah.
For workforce development, we have a career counselor that is at the main campus 4 days a week. We'll be here 1 day a week, and we will be moving her 2 days a week as soon as we can hire a backfill, which would probably be not this coming year, but the year after. Also, I will be there 1 day a week. My director of continuing ed will be there a different day of the week. And we have a continuing ed coordinator that will be there a different day of the week. So for 3 days of the week, someone in the administration of workforce development will be there. We have offices there.
And we will also have a human resource presence on the 3rd floor. Probably have staff there at least once a week for the community that might be interested in coming in and looking for employment and that kind of thing, and also to service the employees that will be housed up here.
For IT, definitely, we're going to have a help desk person and 2 PC and audiovisual technicians, as well as a network technician, and also someone to help support client services, which is support to our other administrative staff for various software programs that we use here at the college. So we will have a substantial presence.
And you've probably read, and I know that we've kept you updated with press releases about positions that the college is currently hiring for to staff regular operations at the Historic Triangle campus, including the librarian, science lab coordinator. Those folks will be permanent employees at the Historic Triangle campus. Any other questions? I'll just briefly let you know what's in here in case you want to look at it and are not sure you have the time to do so right away. This is a document that does provide the timeline of events, the history, the development of the campus, and some beautiful photographs. I want to thank our photographer, Marlene Waters, for taking these very artistic photographs of what you're about to see of the facility itself. So this gives you a lot of the history in the background, important dates, and plans for the development of the campus itself. We also have compiled for you all of the previous news articles, advertisements, and print materials that have been published about the historic Triangle campus thus far. So it gives you some research and some background of what's already been in the press about the campus. We also did an FAQ, frequently asked questions, some of which is just very basic information about how do you get here, what's your address, those sorts of things, even to the list of programs that Dr. Travis went over and courses that will be offered and located on the historic Triangle campus. So this gives you some of the details of the information that we've shared with you today. Also some enrollment data for you, the historic Triangle headcount enrollment, including dual enrollment, and then that in dual enrollment includes the numbers of our students who are enrolled at the high schools here in Williamsburg and James City County that we enroll in college courses while they're still students in high school. So this gives you a picture of the head count, both including and not including the high school students who are taking courses at the historic Triangle campus dating back to 2006. So that you'll see we're steadily increasing. One number we often get is, what are we anticipating in terms of growth? As Dr. Travis said, this facility is the foundation building for a campus that we envision will grow to at least 4, possibly 5 buildings as the enrollment grows. We are looking at, by next spring, our enrollment goal is to have around 2,000 students. And I believe we had 1,200 registered annually this year. 1,250. So we do know that if we build it, they will come. And the interest has already started and the calls are already coming in. And we do expect to have many students arriving when we're open on July the 6th. To begin that registration process if they haven't already. So we're ready. If you don't have any other questions, then we'll go over to the campus and take a look. Yes? Yes, we will be operating the same hours here that we do currently on the Hampton campus, and that includes evening classes up until 10 o'clock in the evening. Services, again, there will be services operational again throughout the regular operating hours.
That would be the credit programs, and the applied programs will basically be delivered at the time the work best is
Feel free to take some water or some dessert or some other things with you. If you drove here, you can certainly move your vehicle.
Mark's plans. He decided my tour. I'm going to be in the front door, but I want to do it talk in the front door.
Please, yes.
I mean,
If you would like to take a yes,
It's hit it hard.
So see, hyped everybody up about Starship Enterprise, huh?
Well, that's true. I noticed his shameless request for funds. Well, you want to add?
It's great. I told him this night but it was terrific. He's terrific.
I know. We're gonna miss him now.
Oh, I know. Because he's originally from New Jersey.